Now, if there's one thing the Russians know how to do very well, is to make very sturdy military machines that will never break down. They just weld a bunch of steel together, put a big old reliable engine in it, and send it on its way to fight Nazis. That's what they do. And that corresponds to this vehicle. This is the Rune Chakuprik. Some Russian name. The Rune 1200, that's what we're gonna say. And, well, it was supposed to be a commoner's car back in the 1970s during the USSR communism stage. And it's got amenities. It's got rectangular air vents, it's got a rectangular frame, rectangular seats, rectangular everything. And it drives like a rectangle. It has the aerodynamics of a rectangle. It's not that quick, at least compared to the vehicle I normally drive on this series. And it's not very comfy. It is the cheapest vehicle in the history of DLC for several years, costing less than 200,000. However, I am going to see just how fast we can go and see if we can embarrass those capitalists on our right. Well, it's got a little bit to go about. It has a cast iron engine block, so it's actually not that bad. I mean, look at the little 1200 go. I mean, it's nothing to shout about, but look at it go. It's way better than you would expect a communist four-door sedan made out of iron to be. I mean, it actually isn't that awful, you know? It's actually not that bad of a car. However, it still has crappy amenities, looks awful, drives awful except in a straight line. The only redeemable thing it has is not too terrible speed. And since it has more power than you expect, and 195s on the rear, you can get it very sideways, as I found out. Whoa. Yeah, it can get quite sideways, mainly because it has lots of power and no rear end grip and no weight over the rear end, because there's nothing in the trunk. It's like a communist Ken Block. I can just do donuts all day long in this thing. Let's try and do donuts around the pole. Does this work? Come on, this better work. It's kind of ish, maybe. There we go. There we go. Yeah, no. It's not really working. It's not really working at all. But it was much better on the sand. Alright, so you thought it was sideways on the concrete, it's even more sideways on the sand. Look at this thing. Again, it weighs about as much as a tank, and it's built to be as reliable as a tank. Which means it's awful on the corners because it just has no rear end grip, but that means it's a ton of fun, actually, on the sand here, where you can just chuck it around all day long. You wouldn't expect this out of a car made from the Stalin era, but you know what? It's actually not the worst thing I've ever driven. I have driven so many vehicles that are worse than this Rune. I'm really surprised by this. But, since it's so cheap, I decided to try and do a DIY race car. So I went to the auto shop and created this. Now, I might have gone a little crazy in the auto shop. So I painted it bright red, put some decals on to make it go faster, because that's a scientific fact. And I didn't have any body panels that could fit a 1970s communist car. So I made them out of cardboard and duct tape. And that's really all you need. We got air vents that don't do anything because it looks cool. We have side skirts that will probably break if you hit a curb because it looks cool. And so it adds aerodynamics, and then we have a cardboard wing because we need all of that downforce, and I'm curious if this will actually work. I think it might, I'm not sure. And in order to make it faster to fit the incredible styling, I fitted a giant turbocharger on it. And that's about it. Why? Because the castle iron block and it can survive that, so... Yeah, let's have some fun on the racetrack. Here we go. Can communism make... Whoa! Let's not say, can communism make a good car? It's even more oversteery. Ooh, I should have put better tires on. Holy crap, it's really oversteery. It just has no rear-end grip. I mean, I drove it standard with no rear-end grip. But when you put a massive turbocharger on it, because you can, it just spins the wheels around these corners. Whoa, it is a little bit scary. It is a tad bit scary, but we are making it around the track with no major incidents. And then we floor it down the straight, and it's actually considerably quick. Whoa, jeez. That's sideways. That's way too sideways, actually. Come on. Please, thank you. Ugh. Turn. And turn again. There we go. It's actually, when you don't have the back end sliding around, it's actually not too bad around these corners. You know, I'm just chucking it in left, right. We got the chicane coming up. Chuck it in. It's actually not too terrible. You know? I think I did the unthinkable and made a good communist car into a race car. A DIY race car is successful, I would reckon. Now, I should tell you these things actually compete in the Rally Championship. That didn't happen. That didn't happen. Okay. Oh dear, I just realized I may not have thought about this. Might set the back of the car on fire because of the cardboard and fire coming out of the exhaust. Didn't think of that. But yeah, this actually competed in the World Rally Championship. Didn't win anything, but it did compete. Alright, let's see how this fares on its final lap. Let's get a good lap time in. No silly oversteer on the second corner. Come on. Ooh, nope, nope. Behave yourself, back end. Come on. I know I built you, but have some grip, please. There we go. Nicely done around the dirt. Okay, a little bit of oversteer. That was close, but we are so far so good. I think this is a better lap. Not really checking lap time here. Just trying not to crash or have any spins. Ooh. We are doing good. Come on, one more corner, and there we go. So, has communism made a good car? Almost. It is very fast for a 70s car, but everything else is awful. Until you take it to a body shop, modify it, and then you can make a surprisingly good race car out of it. It's not very competitive. However, it's actually very fun to drive. Now, that might be because of my terrible modification strategy. They're just slapping a build turbo on it. But as a daily driver car, not very good. It still has winding up windows. But for $100,000, it's not too shabby.